I just want to keep highlighting this actually as much as possible, just to set some. So this from visualcapitalist.com,
Rough.
visualizing the pyramid of global wealth distribution. And I really like what they've done here. And so you can see, and I'll put the link in the chat. You can start to see here wealth held by more than one wealth held by people with more than $1 million. 45.5% of the global wealth, and you can start to see
Wow.
where we really are in this world here. $100,000 to 1 million. That's 39% of the global wealth, and that's all the way down here. And if you have 10,000 to 100,000, you have 13. We're part of 13.6% of the wealth. That's down here. Wealth held by people with less than $10,000, 1.2%. That's the people down here, and then as we'll see, that's overwhelmingly where everybody is. Number of global adults by wealth holdings. Adults who have less than $10,000, 52.5% of the global population. People with 10,000 to 100,000, that's 34.4% of the population globally. People with 100,000 to 1 million, that's 12% of the population. And 1 million plus is 1.1%. So if you think about, again, relatively speaking, $1 million doesn't even sound like that much money. And that's already only 1.1% of the population. So by the time we get to what we were talking about certainly last week, and I think increasingly need to talk about, the 737 people that Forbes presented to us as being worth over $5 trillion. We're talking about a group of people that can't even be represented on this pyramid. The pyramid, like, it's not microscopic enough. All right.
And it's
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just weird how right, the wealth is so obscene, just the groupings that they have to create in order to create a visualization, like
Right.
10,000 to 100,000
Exactly.
are all in the same group. Like, I'm gonna go hang out with the 100,000aires, and then the people with 100,000 and a million, it's just
They're
the
all lumped
groupings that they
together.
have to create just in order to create a physical representation. Because if they had more realistic groupings, you wouldn't even, like you said, you wouldn't be able to visualize it, because it's so obscene. It's beyond the scope that we could visually or mentally grasp. 10,000 to 100,000. What relationship is that? How are they in a
Exactly. You're
group
right.
together?
You're right. In 2022, the world's millionaires held nearly half of net of household wealth. So, sort of to your point, all the world's millionaires from 1 to 100, whatever, to 999 million, they have nearly half of net household wealth. Just another, if less than 10,000, that's 2.8 billion people, 2.8 billion adults, or more than half of adults are in the bottom 1.2% of the share of the global wealth. And again, to Diallo's point, they have to create a category that starts at a million to comprise the 1.1% that have 45% of the wealth in the world. The highest wealth rung controls $208.3 trillion in wealth, or 45.8% of the global total. Just 1.1% of the world adult population fall in this bracket.
And I know people who are in the 12% box who have to get payday loans.
Oh, wow.
Who are going to the payday loan, who are in the top 12%. this graph really tells you a lot, and it tells you nothing at the same time. It's really amazing. I was looking at it last night, and like you can be in the top 10% of wealth income earners and be late on your mortgage and behind on a car payment.
Absolutely.
And bombarded with credit card bills. So this doesn't even really represent wealth. You know, it represents poverty. I don't know why they calling it the global wealth distribution. It's global poverty, because poverty is more properly distributed than wealth. I don't even know why they call it that.
It should be the maldistribution of wealth,
or global maldistribution. And then even to put it on a global scale is wild, because if you just in the United States,
629 trillion. I just wanted to show that by 2027. And I want to, what they don't say, at least on this page, and I just want to emphasize for us, is that 629 trillion in global wealth that we're headed to on the planet is that we've created it. Like, we have all contributed to that. We have already put in the work. So there's all of us, absolutely.
Just the hustlers and the grinders and the entrepreneurs,
right?
The app developers.
Yes.
You didn't create nothing. You just went to work.
But that creates wealth for them.
You didn't have a side hustle. No.
For them, it does.
See, that's why. See, this is why we both sitting here broke. You don't understand. You're talking about weak.
But I do think
the job creators are also the wealth creators. Yes. They don't say the job workers. They say the job creators. Right. Have you created any jobs?
I didn't create any jobs.
So you're not a job, so you didn't make the wealth.
I didn't make the wealth. Creators. The job created and the thought leaders and the you're right.
The
you're
investors,
right. The
who
investors,
create, the investing and
take the risk. And they take the risk.
What did DMX say? Shit started off hard and it's only getting rougher in 2027. They just like, and it's gonna keep accumulating. Like all this revolution, y'all ain't about to do shit.